know what it is. You already know what time it is. What's the word? Sports podcast. You already know it's your boy Manny.
It's your boy Sean.
And we back. That's I want first of all on behalf of both of us, we want to apologize. We didn't have our show on Friday because I was out of town with some family events. My cousin got graduated and everything like that, and so I had to go down to Virginia and everything, and so I'm sorry that I didn't get that alert. And everybody's been asking like why wasn't the Friday show wasn't there and now, but I'm letting you know. But yeah, we here today. We a little bit late right now. We had some things that we had to take care of, some errands and all that. But we here. That's what matters. That's what counts. And since we missed Friday, we gotta do double. We gotta do double work. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's get to it. On Monday, a lot of things have been happening. Uh, let's start. What do you want to start at, Sean?
Oh well, I mean, the Sixers just got swept 4-0. So I think we should start with the Sixers. I mean, Joel Embiid, I think it's safe to say that he's coming to the end of his career.
Yeah.
So I th- safe to say it's the end of the process. So where do you think that the Sixers should go from here?
Um. Yeah, I think it's the end of the road for the Sixers. I think it's the end of the road. I'm not the Sixers, but the MB era.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I'll say this. They have to play this smart. Because you kind of really in a hole with Joel because his contract extension is getting kicked off. I think next year with 54 million a year, or probably more than that, 50, 54, 56, somewhere around that number range. Uh, so you got to find somebody that's able to get out of that hole. I think one of the, they say you got to be comfortable, be uncomfortable to be comfortable.
Mhm.
Well, that's what the Sixers got to do. And star number one, Dale Moore need to get the hell out of Philadelphia. He don't know what he's doing. Uh, as far as I know, I heard that Joel Embiid and the Sixers was actually were not seeing eye to eye. Actually, Joel Embiid kind of didn't like the idea that Dale Morey traded Jerry McClain, yeah, to the
OKC.
OKC, and that kind of dispute, friction between them two, and yeah, so um, it starts from the top down, and basically Joel needs to go, but Dale Moore needs to go. They need better management, new leadership, uh, somebody that know what they're doing. And I'm not even gonna hold you. I think Bob Myers is the guy for the job.
Mm.
Bob Myers, he's a four-time champion with the Golden State Warriors. You see what he did with the Golden State. Um, he works under Josh Harris. I think with the Commanders, I believe. He's not really like as an executive, but he helps and stuff like that with him. And so, yeah. Hey, what's going on, Connor? How you
Sup,
doing,
Connor?
bro? Welcome to the show, man. And yeah, come on, chime on in, tune on into the conversation. But yeah, though, yeah, I think Bob Myers needs to take over this franchise. New leadership, new. It starts from the top down because the Philadelphia fans definitely sent the message, especially that last game. It was really no Sixers fans attendance to that last game, and it showed that they had no faith in the Sixers. They got no faith in the process, and they
Mhm.
definitely don't got no faith in Dale Morey. And so you got to start from the top down. And what better way to get Bob Myers? You already know what he's doing. Uh, I know a period. I think one particular time he said he would love to be in charge of the franchise, of the excuse me, of the Sixers and stuff like that. And so, um, yeah. So Dale Moore need to go. Joel need to go. Heck, I ain't gonna lie. I think Paul George need to go. They really need to change the whole identity of this team. I think the only three people that's probably safe in the Sixers is Tyrese Maxey, uh, VJ, and Nick Nurse. That's it. But everybody else, they should be on the hot seat and they should be on their way out the door.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you that it starts with the top. With Daryl Morey has to go. It's always a problem with Daryl Morey. First, it was James Harden. James Harden had the problem. He lied to James. Then now it's Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, they not seeing eye to eye. And then it's
Yeah,
like they always getting rid of the wrong pieces. You got rid of Jimmy Butler for Tobias. That ruins something that Joel like wanted. Then now you
right,
get rid of Jared McCain, like you said. So it's like Daryl Morey has to go because it's like he don't know what he's doing. I
right.
haven't really did too much research on who should replace him, but if you saying Bob Myers is the guy, I'm gonna trust your word on it. Bob Myers, come to Philly because Daryl Morey got to go. But then, as far as players, like it's easy to be like Joel Embiid got to go and Paul George, but it's kind of harder to get them out because of the contract.
Right.
So when it comes to players that really need to go is the whole bench. The whole bench didn't do anything the whole series. Quentin Grimes, we kept Quentin Grimes over Jared McKean, and it
Yeah.
seems like we did that for no reason because Quentin Grimes didn't show up in the playoffs. If you ask me, everybody else on the bench, I mean, we need a backup center. That's clear as day. Dem Bonus should never be starting in the league. He
Absolutely.
shouldn't see him. And I don't know how long Andre Drummond has left in him. So, but yeah, for the most part, the most only people that's really safe is Maxi. Even though I feel like Maxi had a bad series, Maxi is safe. VJ is safe, and really, I think that's probably it. I think they the only
Yeah.
two people that's safe. I feel like everybody else is expendable. You can Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre played cool, but you can get another Kelly Oubre if you really needed to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, this NFL, I mean, not NFL, this NBA draft class coming up next month. It's a good class coming up. So they can get some good picks and get some good
yeah.
prospect players if they pick the right guy, from the organization hot, top down. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's what I'm saying. It starts from the top down. But I think Embiid, they got to figure out a way how to get out of that hole with Embiid. They have to. They can't go another 2 3 years with the same cycle because I'm telling you, bro. If they continue to do this cycle, Philly fans not gonna show up to the game, and it's gonna affect the money, the revenue, and all that. And last time I checked, Philly is one of the biggest sports revenue cities um, in the world. One of like
Hmm.
the highest market, and you do not want to let go of that. That's crazy. And one thing that you know what I mean. And so one thing about Philly fans, I already know they're gonna let you know that you messing up, and you know what I'm saying. And so Josh Harris, he got to figure something out. He gotta work something out. And then also um, with Joel Embiid, I feel like that he needs a new scenery. He needs something new. He needs something fresh. You know what
That's
I
the thing,
mean?
though, bro. The thing with getting rid of Joel Embiid is most people don't want him because of the injuries.
Right.
And injury, you got injuries, age, and his contract. It's three. All three is bad. He's getting
Yeah.
ready. He's going to retire soon. He's never there to play. And then his contract, he's on a max contract. So it's like most teams don't want to take that. And at this point, you're not getting the true value for Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid should have been able to get traded for like a first round pick. Now, most likely you'll probably get multiple second round picks for Joel Embiid at this point in his career, which I don't think
That's
is
kind of
worth it.
value.
I don't I
I,
don't I don't
I,
think I don't think it's worth it because I don't think you're gonna find nobody in the second round. Not the Sixers. Six from previous like years, Sixers don't really do good drafting in the second round.
that's what I said. That's why they need to bring somebody that knows what they're doing. And Del Moore don't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? And that's why I said a guy like Bob Myers, he can turn that second round pick to a crazy player.
You're right.
You
But
know
I
what I mean?
also feel like Joel Embiid. I'm not giving up on Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid did a lot of things. You feel me? Now, what I suggest Sixers should do is let Joel Embiid come off the bench. That's what I suggest. He don't got to be with that starting lineup. Let him come off the bench and he can be the man on the second unit.
Uh, I don't
I
know. I think
don't
people
know.
tired of Embiid. Yeah, them
I don't
fans are
think
tired of Embiid.
we can't get, yeah, either he has to retire or we can't get rid of him unless we trade him for like a Giannis or something. I
I,
can't.
that could be a possibility.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
would
know.
too. If you could trade him for a player, then cool. But we can't trade him for no picks, no second round pick, because it's not gonna help us.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Giannis can definitely be on the table. I mean, they're kind of like in age. Um, Same thing. They're kind of they're dominant, but at the same time they deal with kind of health issues. Like stuff like that. And so
Hmm.
like that's kind of like a good trade, fair trade to me. You know what I mean? I believe that Giannis will play more games than Joel would.
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? But I don't know. I feel like that. Even if you keep him on the bench, you still gotta say, "Yo, listen here, we gotta renegotiate your contract." It's a lot of money, bro.
It
It's
is.
a lot of money,
It is. But I don't think he's going to renegotiate, no matter where he is.
and
That's why.
if that's the case, you
That's
want to
why I
let him
say
go.
a change of scenery. I don't really think it's going to help because he's still going to be on that contract. No team want to pay that contract.
Or what you're gonna have to do is, if somebody's willing to pay for it, they probably say, "All right, I'm willing to pay at least half of it." They're gonna have to eat some of that dead cat money or something like that to let him go.
You're right, but I don't think the Sixers are in a place to do that. And I don't think
I mean, they digging something in a hole.
that's not the Sixers. That's from how the Sixers role play. They're not going to do that.
They gotta do something different. They gotta get new leadership. They gotta do something different. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect to have the same. I guess to have a different outcome. You always got the same outcome if you're doing the same thing over and over again. And so, you need new blood, you need new people, to change the dynamic of your team and your franchise. It
Hmm.
might get a little tight, a little bit like for the first or second year, but it'll be better later on down the road because you got a fan to cheer some about. I mean, the fans lost faith. I mean,
Yeah,
it
they
wasn't
did.
nobody that showed up.
You're
Nobody.
right, bro. There was no
And
reason to.
it was no reason. And that's a message right there.
Hmm.
That's a clear message right there. If they keep doing what they're doing, then fans not gonna come to no games. I guarantee you. But at the same time, you know, to give Joel Embiid his respect because he did fought a whole lot of injuries to get back
Hmm.
to the playoffs, and him dealing with surgery, and we thought he wasn't going to be available in the playoffs, and him coming back in the playoffs in the first round and knock down the Boston Celtics, and which I still believe that's crazy. I can't believe it still to this day, but they did it anyway, and you know. I ain't gonna lie, Joel Embiid is a warrior.
Yeah,
I,
and
I gotta give it to him. He's a warrior.
I was gonna say in that last game, he was the only player that actually played good that last game. So it's like that's
Right.
why I say you can't just get rid of Joel Embiid because he's still playing at a high level. I do get that he does play at a slower pace and he could really mess up the pace for everybody else because this is a young team now that needs
Yeah.
to really build on having that youth. But I feel like Joel Embiid is just such a dominant player that you just can't get rid of him unless you get something at least close to even in exchange. Has to be
I
at
mean,
least
well,
close to even.
I mean, it was one thing that we know, and one thing that we learned that anybody is ready is willing to deal.
Hmm.
We, what I'm saying. So, um, like I said, I believe that he played his last game in Philly.
Think so?
Um,
You think
yeah,
retirement or you think traded?
probably traded.
Yeah, I don't think so. I only see
Probably
him playing his
traded.
last game if he retire.
I think if he retired, the only reason why he'll probably retire is because he don't want to go to another team, and because he said multiple times in his career that he want to retire as Sixer. So, you know, I can see both of the scenarios happening. I can see him retire or or go to another team. Um, but if I'm the Sixers, um, you do whatever you can to get not Paul George, to get Giannis. I don't care if you have to put Paul George in the middle of that deal.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
this actually takes us to like the next topic. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think is Giannis' best fit?
Um, the Sixers.
You think the Sixers?
I think he's a good fit with the Sixers. You had a Tyrese Maxey and the VJ Edgecombe. They already got a backcourt duo. All they need is a dominant force. You know what I'm saying? Power forward, and
Mm,
that's Giannis. Um, Giannis is more reliable. He, I think what he's looking for is he's trying to get into a title contender. He did say publicly that he did like Tyrese Maxey and he would like to play with him one day if it wound up happening.
mm,
So you know, I think that can be a scenario with him. Uh, the Wolves. He can go to the Miami. He can go to the Wolves. Let go of Rudy Gobert, and you had Giannis and Ant Man. Oh Lord, that's gonna be crazy. Um, him. You can try to Los Angeles Lakers. At the end of the day, I don't know what they're gonna do with LeBron. Um, but you do need a. They don't really have a center that they can really like, or a power forward that really like can dominate, especially in
mm,
the Western Conference. You know what I'm saying? So those are the team. Or he can go to the Celtics. You go to the Celtics. You let go of Jalen Brown. I believe Jalen Brown might leave this year. I think this is his last time playing being with the Celtics. Or you know what I mean? And you just build around Giannis and Jason Tatum. That'd be a nice fit. Uh, but if I say it will be the better fit for him, probably Philly. And the only reason why Philly is because I feel like that's a more promising like situation to be in
mm,
because they already got a foundation with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe,
mm.
and they don't really have a center or a dominant force to really, you know what I'm saying? So I guess take them over the hump. And I think you add Giannis to the equation with those two guys, they're gonna be dangerous. They're gonna be dangerous. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay. I like that. I like it with Philly. I like Philly. I was thinking Boston too. I think
Yeah.
Boston would be a nice fit. I think a real scary fit, but they would have to give up a big piece. There's the Knicks. I
Mm.
think I think he'll be a good fit with the Knicks with all that 3-point shooting.
They're
I
gonna let
really
go of Towns.
Yeah, that's why I think they have to get rid of Towns. So I think any team that got a whole bunch of shooters would be great for Giannis. I
Yeah.
think Giannis needs to play around a bunch of shooters.
That's why I think so too,
Yeah, so if Giannis can get to a team with shooters, I think it could be dangerous.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie, those fits are very good. But if I had to pick who I guess who desperately needs Giannis, I
Hmm.
guess to go over that hump, I'll say probably either what you said, the Knicks,
Hmm.
Philly, or um, um,
I was also
Minnesota.
thinking I was also thinking Cleveland.
Ah,
I think
I don't know
Cleveland.
about that. They
I,
already
I
got Allen.
I know, but I don't think they could get rid of Evan Mobley.
And what you say, Allen and Giannis on that
Yeah,
lineup?
yeah, Giannis instead of Evan Mobley. So then
Mm.
you got Giannis,
Oh, I
Giannis.
can't see that.
I can, bro. I think it'd be
It'd be a
dangerous.
dangerous fit. That'd be dangerous. But I mean, I don't see it happen. I can't picture it. Me visualizing, I think it's gonna be dangerous. But like reality, I don't know.
Mm.
You know
I,
what I'm
I,
saying?
I
I
think
mean,
they
but
do.
we're gonna watch and absorb because I think for him, I think June 28th is the deadline. I think the trade deadline for them to trade, and then also Milwaukee Bucks just already said that they're willing to open. They're open for business for trade talks for Giannis. So if I'm Philly, they need to go and get what they need to get. So what about LA?
Yeah,
We
we
were
did
just
say
talking about
LA.
LA. We did say
I may
LA.
may brother Dennis might be talking about the Clippers.
Oh Lord.
I mean Kawhi and Giannis. That could be dangerous too. Dangerous duo.
Uh,
Well, especially on defense. Yeah, that could be dangerous. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think I think they both play offense and defense. So just
They
that
do.
duo. Yeah,
He's
he
not
not gonna
going.
go
He's
there,
not
but
going there. Yeah, he's not going there either, bro. Yeah, he's a spot on shot. No, I don't think he's gonna go to the Clippers. Probably the Lakers. I mean, I can see him go to the Lakers. You know what I mean? Or but like for Philly or something like that. But not the Clippers. If you go to the Clippers, I'd be shocked. I'm not even gonna lie. That'd be a whole what? Like a whole 180. Like you know what I'm saying?
Hmm,
But I mean, we gonna monitor it. You know what I mean? I guess whoever's the highest bidder. But if I'm Philadelphia, I'm making that phone call, and especially if you got and they're able to, I guess, help you out with the whole Joel Embiid contract. You may have to eat some of that money or half of that money, but if you able to get Giannis Antetokounmpo, partner up with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, that's something to cheer about.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's something to cheer about. So if I'm Philly, and especially the Eastern Conference, because the way that Knicks was playing, golly, like they couldn't compete with that at all. And
yeah,
so you know they Philly need to answer the call. This all season, Philly need to answer the call, and I mean
yeah,
major moves.
yeah. A
Major
lot,
moves need to be happening.
yeah, a
From
lot of
Philly.
major moves. A lot of major moves gotta happen.
Absolutely,
I mean,
absolutely. He said this has got to get rid. Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like the MB played his last game in Philly. All that
yeah.
max money. Yeah. Oh, you're right, bro. All that max money. No max effort.
I just don't. I don't know how they get rid of him though. I can't see anybody wanting to take that contract. And I don't think they're
Uh,
gonna pay. They're not gonna pay half of both players
that's what I'm saying. Or unless you willing to put a pick. Because remember, they got 7 picks in the next 5 years, I think. So I guess if you add a pick with that, I think that would probably help. You know what I mean? But like,
for someone to
you got
take
to
Joel Embiid.
sacrifice something. Like,
For
huh?
some for people to take Joel Embiid and Paul George, we would have to give them Jo- the player and a first round pick just for them to take him.
Well, how many first round picks we got? Well, they got,
I don't know. I know they got one this year from Trey and Jared McCain.
which I feel like that was a big mistake.
Yeah, it was a big mistake. So yeah, I don't know. They do so many
Yeah, they
trades.
Yeah, they
You
got to
know,
figure it out. But you know what I mean. But Dale Morey, he needs to get out. And Bob Myers, if you're watching this, because this is Manny talking. Take that job in Philadelphia. They need it. That's a winning organization, a winning town, and they need structure. They need guidance, and they need right direction. And right now, they're in limbo right now. And so. I'm Bob Myers. I'm taking it. He's one of the biggest top president execs in basketball, and yeah, I'm on it. Even though that Del Morey kind of put a big hole, you know what I mean, in the situation. But if anybody can do it, it's Bob Myers that can turn a franchise around. Uh, so I mean, we're gonna look at closely, see what's going on about the Sixers. We're gonna keep you updated and everything like that. Uh, I know we was talking about Giannis and um, and um, and everything about what the best fit for him, but let's move on to Jalen Brown. Um, do you feel like that he played his last game as a Boston Celtic?
No.
No.
Mm.
Or do you feel like it's coming to an end?
No, I don't think he played his last game. I think he gonna still be on the Celtics. I
You think he's going?
Because where do we go if he's not on the Celtics? Where do we go? Because the only reason you leave is to be the man. So
Yeah,
where does he be the man at though?
you go to Atlanta.
I don't go to Atlanta.
Yeah, man, they got some nice team. I mean, go look at it. They was able to compete like toe to toe with the Knicks.
They
They
was,
went all the way to
but
Game 6.
see the thing
Yeah,
is, how much longer does CJ McCollum have? Because CJ McCollum was a big reason why they was competing.
yeah. But I think if you need help, that's the only thing about it is help. If he can get help, I think he can stay a little bit longer. Like you add Jalen Brown to the mix, that'll be good. Or like you know what I mean? Hawks can be a scenario for him that he can go. Who else? Um,
See, the only thing is why leave the Celtics though when you was just the Finals MVP?
because they're not gonna be able to keep moving them players.
They are though. They already
They
doing it.
can't because of the new NFL rule about the
Well,
uh about the about the money and cap and everything like that. And so either
I
if they
guarantee you
going
they
to
can.
well, unless one of them going to take a pay cut, which I don't believe none of them going to do.
Bro, there's only two players on that team that's on a max contract.
Yeah, Jalen Brown and
And
Tatum,
Jason Tatum.
but they both were the reason why that um Porzingis left. It was the reason why what you call it Holiday left
You're right. And you seen they
because they
still
had to
play
give them that
good.
money.
And they still
Uh,
play good. That's what I'm saying.
well, no, they ain't played good because they got out the first round against
Yeah, they
Philadelphia.
did. They did get out the first round, but I will say this. Jason Tatum didn't play the last game. So we
I
don't know
mean,
what would
yeah,
have happened if we don't know what would have happened if Tatum would have played.
but my point though is that it shouldn't have got to 7.
I'm not gonna go that far.
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there.
I'm
It
not
shouldn't
gonna
have
go
got
that.
to go 7. That's
I'm
my
not gonna
point.
go that far.
I'm gonna go that far. It shouldn't have got to 7. If you tough like you say you are, and Jalen Brown mind you, he had a phenomenal year. While Tatum got hurt, he came back. I thought they was on a mission. They was going to like rock this whole entire Conference out. How you come back? These Sixers come back from a three and one lead. That's
Because
crazy to me, bro.
they don't have. You said this. They don't have. They lost Porzingis. They lost Al Horford. They lost
To
Williams.
pay those two
They lost.
guys,
They exactly. But it worked.
it
It
didn't
worked.
work.
It did work.
How?
It did it. It did work.
How,
It
how,
did.
how it worked, bro? How it worked?
It worked.
You gotta tell me
Number one,
how it
they
worked.
never.
'Cause it looked like
Number one,
it was a failing season.
did they lose? Did they lose in the playoffs? Yes. Did anybody expect them to lose though? No. Was they the number two seed this year? Yes. Was anybody expecting them to be the number two seed? No. Their game is not around playing with bigs. Their whole philosophy is shooting threes. That's all they do
But
is shoot
what?
threes.
But what? All right, that's cool. All right, I ain't talking about their philosophy or anything like that. I'm talking about them as a team. Did
Yes, bro.
anybody? Did anybody? All right, if you want to go ask questions on that, I'm gonna ask you a
Yeah.
question. Did anybody expected them? to lose to the 76ers? No,
Yes,
right?
yes,
What?
I did.
What?
Yes,
Bro,
I
stop
did.
it. All
I
right,
did.
you speaking as a fan type, bro. I'm talking about, yo,
No, no,
let's talk it real.
bro. This
Let's
is
talk it
real.
real.
Bro. Everybody said that if
What
Joel
Harris said.
Embiid plays,
Boston had
every
two best records in the East, man. Okay,
bro,
okay.
it worked. They was good.
Yeah, he was
Jalen Brown, bro. They hold, and that was without Jason Tatum playing the whole season. You do
right.
realize,
Right.
so I'm saying this: if Jason Tatum played the whole season, they could have been a number one seed, and everything would have been different. They wouldn't have been going against us in the first round.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
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 So you're talking about you said was the Celtics good this year? They was without their best player.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they wasn't good. I'm saying if you was if they I'm saying if you saying that they're good like they say that you claim they were, and it was in the second and best record in the East without Tatum, right? Keep that in mind. Without Tatum, there ain't the whole objective when you go to the playoffs and you get what your best player Tatum back. You're supposed to be dominant in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm
In
gonna
my
tell you
mind,
this. Yes, I agree with you. But Tatum wasn't 100%. He was never 100% when he came back. So that's why I can't give you that. Tatum was never
well,
100% when he
look,
came back.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
like
You
he was
couldn't
by
tell.
himself.
The
I
same
couldn't
thing
tell.
you can't tell when Joel Embiid come back. Joel Embiid don't be 100% when he come back from injury, but still can dominate.
That's different. Joel get hurt every time, bro. He get hurt
You're
every
right.
time. He's fragile.
I'm saying Jason Tatum came back faster than what anybody really expected. Wasn't 100% and was still balling.
Still balling.
And that he got hurt and couldn't play game 7. I could be real. I don't know if the Sixers would have won if Jason Tatum would have played.
I don't think so either. But my thing is like, I don't think so either. But my thing is like, why get to game 7? That's my thing. That's my thing. If you're good like you said you are, and he was balling and stuff like that, why are you going against going towards going to game 7 with a team that's basically all right, I'm gonna put respect on their names. Not I'm gonna say not as I'm trying to watch my words
You
because
say
this
not
year
that's not as good. That's not as
yeah,
good as
not
them.
as good this year. Not as good. Why are you
I
going
tell you why.
against
Because like I said, their philosophy is shooting threes. So and the games that they lost, their 3-point percentage was down. They wasn't making their shots. So if the Celtics not making their shots, it's easy for the Sixers to win those games because the Sixers are not a 3-point shooting team. So they don't have to worry about missing their shots. And then you
but
got
you
Joel
missed
Embiid getting to the free throw line.
but you blew a 3-1 record though. That's the thing
You're
about it.
right, but that's when you need to put respect on Joel Embiid name.
And I
Joel
do put
Embiid,
respect on his name. I
Joel
respect it.
Embiid beat the Celtics.
Huh?
Joel Embiid beat the Celtics. It wasn't a say if Joel
Okay.
Embiid wasn't on the team, they would have
Okay.
clearly won.
I'm not saying he did. I'm not
You're right.
saying he
I'm
did.
I'm just letting you.
Yeah, he shocked me. He definitely shocked me because I didn't expect him to do all that for real. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. And then in the playoffs, Tatum was averaging like 23 points a game.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I just feel like when it comes to the Celtics, yeah, you're right. They got their only one philosophy is shoot the ball. That's it. But I feel like they need to be more than that. I think they are better than that. I think they're more explosive than that.
See, and that's where me and you kind of disagree. I don't think that they need to be better than that. I think they just need a center. See the difference between because the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks play the same way. All they do is shoot threes. The only difference is this the Knicks has a center. That's the only difference. They got
but you
Carl Anthony
all,
Towns.
but you also got to find other ways to win besides that. You know what I mean? Because
They
say
do,
you run to a team that already because basically Philly basically exposed the Boston Celtics, basically exposed them, and so it's like you know what I mean. Like they gave them their weak point, their weak their weaknesses and everything. So it's like okay, how can we be better and
but
how
see
can we attack more?
how did they
You
expose them?
um
Because every team doesn't have Joel Embiid. So how where's the exposure?
dominating the paint.
But that's the thing. Everybody doesn't have Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is 1-1. So you can't. They really didn't get exposed. They got beat by a player, yes, but they didn't get exposed. It's not like Nick Nurse came up with a great game plan to beat the Celtics. All he did was let Joel Embiid dominate. Every center in the league is not going to be able to do that. I guarantee if they would have made it against the and went against the Knicks, bro, Carl Anthony Towns is not playing in the paint. He would have been
Oh
shooting the whole
no,
game.
oh
You
yeah,
feel
he's
me?
going
So
through
it's
the whole
like
game, no doubt.
it depends on who the team is, but it's not a lot of dominant centers in the league that's going to play in the paint today. So that's why I don't think that they really got exposed. I think they shown they more so show seeing that they need a center. That's what
Yeah,
they got to see.
I feel you on that. Okay, I get you on
Yeah,
that.
I actually think that the 3-point philosophy has actually been working. They,
Ah,
I
man,
mean, you
until it
seen it
don't
with
work.
the yeah. I mean, except for like when the shots is not hitting, the shots is not hitting. But the
Yeah,
Boston Celtics, they did it the whole year. I mean, I'm seeing the Knicks doing it. So I think you need to have a lot of players that can shoot threes on your team.
yeah, especially if you try to go to the finals and you going against the reigning champions right now, the Thunder. You gotta
Yeah,
shoot three like that.
yeah, and it actually takes us to the next topic of, I mean, assuming that the Knicks make it to the finals, do you think they can go toe to toe with the Thunder?
If they were shooting like that, uh, what last night? Absolutely,
Mhm. Yeah, I
absolutely,
agree.
absolutely. They
I
can definitely
definitely
go
agree.
to the.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like when teams can shoot and they got shooting from top to bottom of their roster. The starters can
Yeah,
shoot and the bench players can shoot. So when you able to shoot, I don't think that you can really shoot your way out of the game.
yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Like when it comes to like the Thunder and the Knicks, they kind of they kind of it's kind of like a similar like it's kind of like a good amount, like a fair amount
Yeah.
team because they both got depth, threat that can shoot and everything like that. Same thing as the Knicks. The Knicks got a three depth attack. Same thing as the Knicks. Their roster is loaded. Same thing as the Thunder. So I feel
Mhm.
like they're kind of like similar in the area and everything like that. And so you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like that's if they can shoot like that, I feel like they can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, facts. So overall, you think they're gonna be able to compete with them?
Yeah, if they shoot like that, yeah, absolutely. If they don't shoot like that, oh no. You know what I mean? But yeah, they continue to shoot like they were doing in the playoffs and everything like that. Yeah, I think they can compete with them. I don't know if they're gonna win, but but yeah.
Yeah, bro. What you talking about in the comments, bro? What you
Man, bro,
need,
you
bro?
funny. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Well, the time commenting on this, you funny, brother. You got our attention now, brother. Go ahead and talk.
But yeah,
He said, "No, y'all not." I'm crying. But
But yeah,
yeah, he signed for
yeah.
Buick.
So
Yeah,
yeah, I do think the Thunder will still beat the Knicks, but I don't think it's gonna be like no sweep though. I think Knicks will get some wins.
yeah. It might go to seven. It might go
Yeah.
seven. That's what I'm saying. If they shoot the way that they were shooting in Philly, like they were destroying Philly. But if
Mm,
they were able to shoot like that, they that definitely can go be like a game seven series or something like that. You know what I
mm.
mean? I hope Meter '07 still here. Cause if you hear bro,
But yeah, let's talk
yeah.
about since we talking about the future. You think LeBron? You think LeBron gonna retire?
I don't think he's gonna retire, but I think he's gonna leave LA. It's time. It's time. I think after the sweep that's gonna happen, I think it's gonna be stick and stone. It's already plain clear as day that this is Lucas' team. This is Lucas' team, and I think depending on what they're going to do in the off season to gather to build around Luca is going to determine what is the status for LeBron. Because at the end of the day, you can't pay LeBron top dollar money, and I don't see LeBron taking a pay cut either.
Mm.
So just to stay in LA, you know what I mean, for 1 year or whatever the case may be, even for 1 year or 2 years, I don't see him paying a pay cut. You're gonna have to give him like, you know what I mean, like 50, $60 or so. I'm not $60 million. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I feel like the Lakers are in a different direction. Um,
Mm.
so as a result of that, I feel like that he's gonna leave. Um, and my best and the best place, like I said before, the best place you need to go to is Cleveland. One way,
Yeah,
well, one way to start, to end your career is the team that you started from. So I think that would be a beautiful sight. And then
yeah,
possibly, you here pairing up with Donovan Mitchell, y'all probably could go pretty far in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Maybe. Hey Nano, like the video, like the love.
yeah, and
Um,
subscribe, bro.
um, I don't think he gonna retire. I don't think the time has come yet. Like I said, I think he gonna have that farewell tour. Cleveland could be a cool team. I do also think that the Heat could be a good team too. I think either or
Yeah.
him playing with Bam and Tyler Hero, I think that would be a nice little fit.
Mm. You talking Miami?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't see that
I can see him going back to Miami.
going. Miami?
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
yeah, bro.
That's
Miami, they a contender.
You got me
He
off
got he's
that one. That's crazy. You got me
yeah.
side on
I think
that
I
one. That was
think
crazy.
eh, to me it's between Cleveland and Miami.
Uh, who do you think is the best fit for him between those two?
Mm,
We're talking about LeBron. We're talking about LeBron. Is he going to leave the Lakers? And if so, what's his best fit for him to go? Which team? That's what we're talking about. Meter '07. Yeah,
I don't know. I
good.
think it depends. Do or is Harden under contract next year?
Uh, no, I think this is his last year of his contract. I think after this, he's gonna be a restricted free agent. And
Hmm.
which 9 times out of 10, I don't feel like that he's going to. The only way I feel like that he's going to stay with the Cleveland Cavaliers is number A, if he shows up, continuing the playoffs, or B, the Cavs going to give him more money because Harden is more like a guy that just wanted to grab the money. Whoever's the highest bidder, he gonna go. You know what I'm saying? So you know, um,
I actually think Miami that might be the better fit to me. I think it kind of gives me similar vibes to Miami when he was there before.
Miami, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that Miami would be like, I don't know, bro. I don't
They
see
got
them being no contenders.
but they already contenders. They was in the play-in.
I mean, and they
They
got
was in the
swept.
play-in. I
And they
think
got jacked by the Magic.
they did, but I feel like LeBron can help them out.
You feel like that?
Yeah, I truly believe Bron can help them out. Hey, bro, this a sports podcast, brother. You gotta
Yeah,
find another podcast to talk about that, bro.
yeah. I'm sorry to hear about that. That's kind of a sad story. I hope everything is all right. But yeah, this not the podcast for that though, bro. Uh, but yeah, but but yeah though, I don't know. I think Miami. I'm not sure. I
Yeah, I'm
don't know.
trying to tell you, he hasn't
I
had a
don't see him
good
going
big
to
man
Miami.
since Chris Bosh. Or I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, Kevin Love. But I mean, every time he has success, he has a good big man with him.
yeah, you right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
right.
I think Bam's the guy. Him, Bam, Tyler Hero. I think they got Duncan Robinson over there, so they got
Yeah,
some shooting.
yeah, they got some. They got a squad.
Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, so you know, um, yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna monitor LeBron and everything like that because as far as I know, that he is restricted free agent, so he can go anywhere he want. He can sign wherever he want. So that's all that stuff gonna happen in June. So we're gonna break it down to you. We're gonna give you every single content, everything that's going down, and yeah, you already know. You can always you know, you're always welcome and join into our podcast, always into our family and everything like that. We never gonna knock nobody down. We never not gonna, shut nobody down. Just come here with positivity, and ready, to talk. And if anything you want to share in your mind about sports or anything like that, come in and talk. We'll talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here for. We're here to, not only, for this show, because we have our own topic to deal with, about today's sports and what's going on right now. But also, we want to hear from you. What's your mindset and everything like that? You know what I mean? So we could talk about it. So we want you to be engaged. You know what I'm saying? That's one of our main reasons uh, why we made this podcast in the first place. You know what I mean? So yeah, we love the people. We said where we guys from? We're from Philly, but yeah. But we talked a lot about the NBA. We got to move on
mhm.
to the NFL. Got to move
Yeah,
on to the NFL. A lot of things happen in the NFL, bro. A lot of things happen in the NFL. Bryce Hall got a 3-year extension, 43 million. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like you deserve the money and something like that?
yeah, from Philadelphia. We from
No,
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Yeah,
Yeah, he deserved the money. Brees Hall is one of the best young running backs in the game right now. So,
yeah.
and it's not like he reset the market. I think he's now the third highest paid running back. So, I like that for him. Definitely, me personally, I always love to see the running backs get paid. So, because you don't really get to see running backs get paid nowadays. But more recently, now we're starting to see the trend of running backs getting paid and them having value again. So I like
You know
seeing
who
it.
started all that? You
You
know
know
who
what,
started
brother?
all that? I said, you know who
Yeah,
started all that?
started with Saquon. Well, I mean, really, it started with Christian McCaffrey, but I'm gonna say Saquon too.
Yeah, he took it to another level.
Yeah, Saquon took it to another level. Well, it did start with Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey was resetting the market first.
As far as I know, Saquon it got more money. It got more money than Christian, right? Am I correct?
Yeah,
So he's high.
yeah,
So
Saquon reset the market.
so he's the highest right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
until
okay,
until Gibbs get paid.
oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy. But
Yeah,
yeah, bro, your meter on 07. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and everything like that. Like it and everything like that, bro. We want you to be a part of our family. Absolutely. You know what I mean? We be live on Wednesday and Fridays and Mondays and stuff. So we love to you to be a part of us and be a part of our our show and everything like that. We love to have you, stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, Hall's a great running back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he had a crazy year last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so he's I think he deserved his money. You know what I mean? I think you had him and then all the pieces that you did in the draft with David Bell there, with Bailey and the tight end ball, and they got another defensive guy, and then you got Garrett. You know what I mean? All they're missing is a quarterback and a couple pieces in the in the defensive side. But
Mm-hmm.
they're building. They're building. And so I just hope they got the right people to in the right organization to build this team into the right direction so they can
Mm-hmm.
compete. You know what I mean? And so far, I mean, they made some good moves in the draft. This is a good move to keep Hall. You know what I'm saying? Apparently, I feel like seems like Hall don't want to leave. So congratulations to him. Not only Hall got his money his due, but also Jaron Jennings was wide receiver for the former wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers. He signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Which was it was crazy because I saw this past weekend. I was shocked. Now I was crazy, and I was
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to make a short video about this joint. I'm not even gonna hold you, but well, in your opinion, though, everybody, but how do this affects the Vikings and also the rest of the league by this signing?
I don't think it affects the rest of the league. Um, I think it affects the Vikings. I mean, it affects it in a good way. I don't think it affects it too much though, because I feel like, in my opinion, that the Vikings have had good wide receiver play between the duo of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. I think
Yeah.
those are, in my opinion, I have them as a top five duo. And then so
Hmm.
Jawan Jennings comes in as a third, possibly number two option. In my probably he's going to be that third slot option. So
Yeah.
I think it's good because Jawan Jennings is definitely reliable, but
Yeah.
I think it all falls back on Kyler Murray. Can
Right.
Kyler Murray deliver? So it's not, to me, this move isn't about can the receivers deliver, it's about can Kyler Murray deliver with all the talent that's going to be around him.
Yeah. That's the number one question.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you look at Kyler Murray, I mean, for real, he ain't really had no talent in Arizona. You know what I mean?
I'm
I
not
mean,
going to say
besides,
that.
all right,
Yeah.
he had talent,
Yeah.
but not as much as Minnesota. You at least agree with that?
I can't. I can't only
All right,
I I'll
all
say
right.
this.
Well, I'll
I'll
be quiet.
say no. I'm gonna say this. I think that Minnesota's talent has played to a better standard than Arizona's, because Arizona has Trey McBride, who was going crazy last season, and
Right.
Marvin Harrison, who is super talented but hasn't played up to the standard that he should be playing at.
Well, he just got into the league.
Yeah, he did. That's what I'm
I'm talking
saying. He
about
hasn't
before that.
played. You said what?
I'm talking about before that. Like before Harris came into the league.
But Marvin Harrison been in the
Murray's
league for
been,
2 years.
huh?
He been in the league for 2 years though.
Who, Harris?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying Murray's been in the league for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So if you just talking about overall,
Yeah, I'm talking about
then
overall.
you talking about overall, then I guess probably I can't really think of who he played with.
I mean, it wasn't really a lot of good guys. I mean, they were good players, but it wasn't like Justin Jefferson or Addison. I feel
Yeah.
like
I mean,
yeah, but
Anderson is kind of new too still though.
well, yeah, but I mean, yeah. Well, this is probably the first time that, I mean, besides Harris Jr., this be the first time that he is going to play with a guy that's a top wide receiver in this league, Justin Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? Like at least top five. You know what I'm saying? Or top 10.
Hmm.
I guess it be depending on what rank Justin Jefferson. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I feel like that it all is in the hands of Kyler Murray. I feel like this is his last chance to show that he can be that starting quarterback. Because if I'm not mistaken, who's the backup quarterback for the Vikings behind him?
Oh, I was gonna say Kyler Murray played with DeAndre Hopkins.
Hopkins. Hopkins.
Yeah,
Hopkins. Hopkins.
I had to do the research. He played with Hopkins, so he's played with some talented receivers, and that's when DeAndre Hopkins was tough.
Well, I feel like that he does. I think now in this situation, he has a little bit more key pieces in Minnesota. You know what I mean? Because you got the
Mhm.
tight end TJ. TJ, yeah, he's a beast. I mean, the running back core is not deep. I mean, it's not great, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. You got you just add Jenkins. You just add. I mean, yeah, Addison. Then you got Jefferson. Um, I don't know. I think that Tyler is going to make that offense the way I guess how um the way that he's going to make the offense. Meaning is that the way that he performs is that the way that the offense is going to perform. And I feel like that this is a make or break for Kyler. Yeah, it's got to be a make or break for him. He has to be better. I know he's a mobile quarterback. I know he's a special quarterback, but this is a make or break for him. But actually that leads to that to the next topic. Like basically who's in the hot seat. But I think that Kyler Murray is one of those guys as quarterback wise that's on the hot seat. If you got that much talent, and then not to mention they got a good defense as well, you should be making some noise. Like they should be going to the playoffs with that type of core. I'm keeping it being with you. Now, I'm not saying that they're like they're like the best, the best, the best. You know what I mean? I'm coming out the NFC, but they should be making some noise. And
Mhm.
I feel like with Kyler Murray, with the type of situation he's in, I feel like he's in a better situation than he was with Arizona. And he's in a different scenery. He's with different people, a different city, and so I feel like that he um, needs to rise up with the occasion. You know what I mean, to show everybody who Kyler Murray is.
Mhm. Yeah, you said now is the topic of who's in the hot seat for the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Um,
because good. No, you good.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's a lot of people quarterbacks in the hot seat. I think to me the biggest player in the hot seat is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun
Mm.
Watson is getting paid all that money. He's been out for so long, and he's going to get the chance to be the starter. So I think he's in the hot seat to see. I mean, they got their who they got for the future behind them right there, Shador. So I think he's in the hot seat to see what can he do because
Mhm.
his time is really.
No, I was
You
gonna
said,
say,
go.
like, do you feel like he's on the hot seat regarding like starting quarterback wise in the league?
Yeah,
Okay, all right, cool,
yeah, because
all right.
he's. I think Deshaun Watson is probably going to end up starting this year. So yeah, he's going to be in the hot seat. He
Yeah.
has to perform at a high level because Deshaun Watson, like I said, the contract he got the big contract and didn't play. So yeah, he's on the hot seat. We haven't nobody the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns. The one thing about them is they haven't had a quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback since signing Deshaun Watson. So when they signed Deshaun Watson was supposed to be the man that changed the franchise around, but
Yeah.
he just didn't play. after all the injuries and all that, he didn't play. So I feel like he has to be in the hot seat. Out of all the quarterbacks in the league, he's in the hot seat the most to me.
if you talking about him being as a starter, ever being a starting quarterback in this league, yeah, I do believe he's in the hot seat. Um, if you talking about just him being a quarterback, period, I don't think he's in the hot seat. I think he's in the hot seat of being a starter in the league. Um, I ain't gonna lie,
Why not
Shador.
quarterback?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say why not quarterback? Period. Because if he doesn't play good, a lot of teams probably wouldn't even want him to be a backup. So I feel like either way, he's in the hot seat.
I mean, I kind of disagree with you on that because even because say if he does play, trash, like or he doesn't like he's not good or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, you know what I mean. Somebody's gonna pick him up, like probably the Jets or something. Like a corny team is probably gonna pick him up. I'm not saying that he gonna go to a team where like, all right, they expect him to do this and do that. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about like if you talking about like him being a backup quarterback or him being a starter just because they don't have no, you know, franchise quarterback at the moment, then yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I could look at it like if Aaron Rodgers don't come back with the Pittsburgh Steelers, um, and say Deshaun Watson is trash, you know what I mean? They still need a quarterback. They need somebody that got experience. They're gonna grab him
But
when he starts.
If Deshaun Watson is trash, he will not start in this league. No matter what the team is.
I'm not saying he gonna start. I'm not saying he gonna start, but I'm saying he's gonna be a quarterback for the league.
How?
That's
I
why
mean,
I
yeah.
feel
I
like
mean,
that he's
yeah.
on
Of
the
course
hot
he'll
seat
be
of being a starting quarterback.
yeah. Of course he'll be a quarterback in the league. Of course he's going to be a quarterback. Of course he could be on a roster. That's anybody could be on a roster at that point in their career, but he won't be on the field. Deshaun Watson wants to be on the field. Same way as
They
Kyler
gotta
Murray.
prove that.
Kyler Murray wants to be on the field.
They gotta prove that they want to be on the field.
Exactly, bro. That's why they in the hot seat. But I think Deshaun Watson is more in the hot seat than Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray has had more recent success than Deshaun Watson.
I think they both on the hot seat. The only reason why I think they both on the
They
hot
are.
seat because
I agree.
I feel like they both on the hot seat because I feel like I say if you say more, then okay, I kind of get with you with Watson a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same because Kyler is in a situation where it's like he can't fail. It's like they didn't put Kyler Murray in a position to like have a team like the Jets. You know what I mean? Or a team or a team like a trash team, like you just named or a case may be. Or you know what I'm saying? They actually got a team around Kyler Murray, a good team. And so that's what I'm saying. You gotta produce. And then on top of all that, they got him for the cheap value that he is. They have to pay him a whole bunch of money. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a proving year for Kyler Murray. But he got to go show out there, and he got talent. He got a squad. So he got to show that that he is the man that he can do it. And I ain't gonna lie, I feel like that he can. But at the same time, he definitely got to improve. He got to be better. I feel like that he needs to. I think he needs to have a different type of scheme offensively for Kyler. You know what I mean? I think his attack needs to be changed. How he goes about like offensively and everything like that. You gotta throw that ball. You gotta throw that ball. You can't just keep that ball and running and everything like that. You know what I mean? Because if you do that, Justin Jefferson is gonna be out by the end of this year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I see. I think for your reasoning, that's why Deshaun Watson is more the hot seat than Kyler Murray. Gotta think this. Number one, Kyler Murray is going to Minnesota on a vet minimum, right? On a prove it deal, where and he picked Minnesota
And you just
Vikings. It's
said
not like the
keyword
Vikings.
proven deal.
Yes, on a prove it deal, but he picked the Vikings. It's not like the Vikings picked him up. He picked the Vikings. He had the opportunity to go to any team he wanted to. He picked the Vikings. So it's a prove it deal for him. Deshaun Watson is on had a max contract. The man
You're
was the
right.
highest paid quarterback and didn't play. You feel me? It's like,
Yeah.
and at number two, the Vikings got um they got Kyler Murray while drafting a first round quarterback, and they got the quarterback on the bench. You feel me? Why Cleveland has Shador, and the whole fan base wants Shador to play. So it's more pressure on Deshaun Watson to play good than Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray doesn't have the pressure of JJ McCarthy coming on the field because nobody cares about JJ McCarthy. That was the truth. You feel me, brother? So
Well,
I
I
feel like
mean, he was supposed to be the future of that franchise.
he was, but we also seen Justin Jefferson talking about how he's excited to have a quarterback. Talking about Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a
Also,
problem.
also we also talking about a team that let go of Sam Darnold, who once he went to another team won the Super Bowl. You feel me? they had Sam Darnold on that team with JJ McCarthy. So
I'm
right now,
crying.
when looking at JJ McCarthy is looking like he's not going to be the guy.
Yeah, I know
You
that.
feel me?
I don't think he's the answer either to the.
So I'm pretty sure if Kyler Murray was to play good, I'm pretty sure they would extend him because of the fact that they let go of Sam Darnold and Sam Darnold went on and won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they would extend Kyler Murray if he was to play good.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. I understand what you're saying. I just feel like that. I guess the position that Kyle Murray in, and especially that one of the best wide receivers, kind of say, "Oh yeah, we finally got a good quarterback." That speaks volume to number one, who you are as Kyler Murray, and he kind of expect you to give him the ball. And number two, he don't trust the supposedly franchise quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Which is JJ McCarthy. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like with Murray, he got he got to show that he can be a starting quarterback. Because if he can't show that he can be a starting quarterback, he's going to be a backup for the rest of his career. So,
No, you're
yeah,
right.
so I feel like they both in the hot seat.
No, I
Same
agree.
thing,
I agree with that part. I agree. I agree that they both in the hot seat. I just said that
and he's
Deshaun
still
Watson is
young. He's
more in the hot seat
28.
than I don't think it's equal though. Kyler Murray is clearly better than every quarterback that's on the Vikings. It's clear as day.
I
The
mean,
thing with
yeah,
Kyler Murray is not a talent thing. Kyler Murray has the talent.
he
Kyler
does.
Murray just didn't have to put the effort in. I
Right.
think if you put him on this Vikings team, I think you're gonna see a different Kyler Murray on his team. I guarantee it.
I hope so.
I guarantee you Kyler Murray is gonna play good this year.
I hope so. I hope so because I
No,
want
no,
him
no.
to.
You don't hope so. You don't hope so
No,
because
no,
they're
I
in the
do hope
NFC.
so. No, I do
Yeah.
hope so.
No,
I
no,
do
no,
hope
no.
so.
Not in a way saying that you wishing bad on him. I'm saying the Eagles still got to face these people. So if he's as good as I
Oh
think
no,
he can
no,
be,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Let them fail when they face Philadelphia. But
You feel me?
other than that, because I'm a bird fan, bro. Come on. Like, you know what I mean? Like as a fan, I gotta talk my crap. You know what I mean? But in realization, I mean, yeah, though. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. Uh, you know what I mean? I think there's a couple of quarterbacks that's in the hot seat besides them two. Like Justin Herbert. This is the year for him, and I mean it. This is the year for him, bro. You got one of the best offensive minds in under your belt, which is um what's his name? Who's about the offensive seat, the new offensive seat for the Chargers.
Nah, I can't think of who it is.
Hold up, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna get. We was about to get him. D Harris, help me out.
Kingsbury? Can't
No,
be.
no, not
Yeah, I don't
Kingsbury.
know.
Uh, Mike McDaniels. Mike McDaniels. That's right, Mike McDaniels. You got one of the best offensive line minds in all, and then they just restructured the whole offense. They got better and stuff like that. This is Justin Jefferson time. I mean Justin Herbert time. He needs to show up. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable for Justin Herbert. This man has been in the league for about 4 or 5 years. I'm about 5 or 6 years. This man has never won a playoff game. That's that's sad. That's a problem, brother. That's a problem. That's a problem. And then you got people comparing comparing Justin Herbert, you know what I mean, better than Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. Like they gotta cut that out. He needs to be on the hot seat for this year. There's no reason why you have the best OC that was available this year and you landed him and you still fail. I need Justin Herbert to at least win 2 playoff games this year. At least two. At least two.
I think you taking it a little far.
No, I'm not taking it too far
Yeah,
because
to me,
that can't
to
be
me,
just one.
when it comes to Justin Herbert, I give you one, not two. Two is a little extreme because the thing with Justin Herbert, the defense is not as dominant as it has been in the past, in my opinion. Chargers defense is not as dominant as it has been. And number two, Justin Herbert doesn't have a top 10 receiver on his team. I don't even think he has a top 15 receiver on his team. So essentially, Justin Herbert is yeah, I
James
like that.
Harden.
Yeah, Justin Herbert is like James Harden.
No, no,
I
Dak
like that.
Prescott like James Harden. Dak Prescott like James Harden. That's Dak Prescott.
Yeah, Dak is
They
like
show up.
James.
They show up in the season, but when they playoff,
Mhm.
nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can use that Justin Herbert as an analogy for Harden, but at the same time, it's like like I don't know, man. I just feel like that the way that Herbert plays and everything like that, and his talent and everything like that, um, he needs to be better. He needs to be better. He needs to be better. Um, I do feel like that they did improve the defense a little bit in the draft and everything like that, and in free agency. So we might see something different. They just signed the boy David. Um, um, I can't pronounce his last name,
And
but
David
he was
Njoku
the Joe Joku from the
leaving.
from Cleveland. Yeah, so he's a tough boy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I just feel like with him, yeah, they need he needs to be on that hot seat for real.
no, I definitely agree that he has to play better, and especially with getting Mike McDaniel's, we should see a upgrade in his play
He
for
should,
sure.
yeah, at least another
But
level.
I can't. Only thing I just didn't agree. I don't agree with two playoff wins. One playoff win I can see, but that AFC is also stacked. So I can't see. I don't think Justin Herbert's on that level to outplay Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen.
And yeah, talent wise, he can. That's the thing about it. Talent wise, he
Yeah,
can.
no, talent wise, yes, I agree. Talent wise, he can, but I'm going off of the overall team. Over his overall team, I don't think the overall team can compete.
Well, you can't say that because Josh Allen got a trash team. He got the worst defense in the league,
Josh Allen is
and he
also
still make it to the playoffs.
Josh Allen is also a top three quarterback in the league.
That's what
Josh
I'm.
Allen is also a Josh Allen is also an MVP. Justin Herbert is not an MVP.
I know, but I'm saying like he has the talent to do that.
You can't just say people got the talent. Anybody got the talent. Anybody you can say that about anybody in the league.
I mean, all I'm saying is this: if you put Justin Herbert at top 10 quarterback on your list, he should be. balling. That's all I'm saying. He should be balling. Like
I can't say
that's just my opinion.
you can't say that either. Because Jalen Hurts is not balling. And
I,
you got Jalen
I,
Hurts as top five. So you can't say he
Absolutely.
shouldn't balling. I know, I'm saying you
They,
got him
they,
top
they,
five, so you can't say statistically
um,
Jalen Hurts is not balling.
you talking
He's not
about
balling.
Justin Jefferson statistically?
I'm talking about I said Jalen Hurts is not balling.
Yes, he is.
If you look at the statistics, he is not balling. You can only say Jalen Hurts is balling because of winning, and winning is not a quarterback stat. I mean, it's not a
Okay.
Jalen
Oh,
Hurts
time
stat.
out. All right, time out. So you see, who you rather take, Herbert or Hurts?
You say who would I rather take? It depends on the
Yeah.
situation.
We mean
It
situation.
depends on the situation because the thing is, if we talk about Justin Herbert's the more talented quarterback.
Okay, I give you that.
Now, if I have a complete team, then I'll take Jalen if I have a complete team. But
So
if,
why
we, if
can't
we're
you take
talking
Justin
about
Herbert? Oh, time out. So why can't you take Justin Herbert if it was a complete team?
because it's more shown with Jalen Hurts. I gotta go off the facts.
My point exactly.
You're
My
right.
point exactly.
But my point is you said if you consider him a top 10 quarterback, then he should be balling.
Yeah.
I'm saying Justin Herbert doesn't have a complete team around him. Jalen Hurts
But
has
that, but
Jalen
that, but
eh,
that's what I, but that's what I'm saying to you though. Josh Allen don't have a complete team for real, but he's balling. I
but
mean,
he's an
if
MVP,
you let
brother.
go, but hold on, no, you scratch that whole stuff. The
No,
talented wise, Josh
but
Allen
we can't,
is top for real.
we can't but we can't just say talent. Josh Allen is more than just talent. That's Josh Allen is more than just talent. It's proven. He's a two-time MVP if I'm not mistaken.
One.
Okay, well he's a one-time MVP. One-time MVP. Justin Herbert doesn't have no accolades to his name. Besides, he's talented.
I mean,
He
well,
hasn't.
you
I don't
got
think
that
he's been
more.
to.
I ain't gonna lie. I do believe that Justin Herbert got a good squad, like offensively. Like you got the ball, Clint Key,
McConkey.
Quinion,
McConkey.
yeah,
The
yeah,
thing
he
with Lad
tough.
McConkey he is tough, but he had an off year last year. I can tell you, Quentin Johnson has been
Yeah,
horrible
Johnson,
every
yeah,
year.
Quinn
Besides,
Johnson.
he was horrible every year besides last year. He has no. You like to use the word consistency. Justin Herbert has no consistency at receiver. Keenan Allen is old and came back last year. I'm pretty sure he's not on the team no
You
more.
sound like the word consistency. I'm crying.
Yeah, you love consistency. Let's talk consistency.
All right, I
What
mean,
did you?
all right, cool, but all right, cool though. But that don't stop Jalen Hurts. Uh, that don't stop Jalen Hurts.
You're right, but what you always complaining about with Jalen Hurts? You always complain and say he
The
don't have
lack of the
consistency.
lack of
That's that,
stability on offense.
exactly, exactly.
But that's completely different with Justin Herbert got. If you
You're
talking
right.
about okay,
It's completely different. And the thing with Jalen Hurts gets saved by the defense.
okay, whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, whatever. But like I'm saying, like in general though, like if you feel like that, okay, you saying Justin Herbert. If you feel like Justin Herbert uh, is not consistent with the wide receiver core that he has or has in the past until now.
Mhm.
Don't you think that he should be talented enough to push through it and try to win and find ways to win? Do you feel that way?
Yes, I
If
agree. Yes,
people claim to him, if people claim him to be a top 10 quarterback,
yes, but you gotta also watch the Chargers games to see that how many passes that those receivers dropped. I
yeah,
didn't see I
they
didn't
talk a
see
lot.
him drop so many passes, bro. That should have been touchdowns
You're right.
between Quentin Johnson and Lad McConkey. They dropped a lot of passes. So as
I
what you
was gonna
gonna
say
say?
so. What do you feel like is Justin Herbert problem?
I think offensive play calling. I think that's why I said this year is the year that he needs to show it. That's why I agree. I agree that he's on the hot seat, especially with having you got one of the best play callers, offensive play callers in the game. So he needs to step up for sure. I agree. If he doesn't step up, then there's no more excuses for him.
Yeah, I mean, because you was talking about that, I put Jalen Hurts in top five. I don't know if you put Jalen Hurts top five, do you? But
I put him as a top five quarterback. When it's hard with Jalen Hurts for me. It's hard. I feel
that's
like I
why I feel like
can't, and I think that's going to get to our one of our next topics
right.
of how the offensive coordinator is they've been really connecting, and do we really think that he can have a special season this year?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that I
Cause
think that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that special year for me to
yeah.
really be like Jalen Hurts is top five. I feel like he has to have that special year as a quarterback. He had the one year where he was in the MVP talks, but he hasn't had them talks ever again. So I feel like besides the Super Bowl MVP, so I feel like I need to see another season of him throwing at a high level for me to be like he's top five.
Uh, well, I don't care what nobody say. He's top five in my book. I don't care what he has done already in 6 years is unbelievable. No quarterback, and I mean no quarterback, can ever make that claim that they've been in the playoffs since they've been a starter. They went to the Super Bowl twice. He lost one, and they won one. Like this man, and he has like all different offensive coordinators each and every year. The man has consistently has this disorderly offensively every single time in his career, every year in his career, and somehow, some way, this man wins. I don't care what nobody say about stats, about how he can't throw the ball or nothing like that. I don't care. You can't find me another quarterback that's doing the stuff that he's doing, and is on. Well, I think he's going on year 6 or 7, one of those days,
Hmm.
yeah, and still playing. And I truly believe that he's gonna go back to the Super Bowl without AJ Brown. I play he's going back to the Super Bowl without AJ Brown. And so,
Okay.
but look, here's the thing though on the John, I found uh an article about Sean Mannion and John and Jalen Hurts hitting it off. He said, according to Jimmy Fowler, Jeremiah Fowler, he said Hurts likes how Mannion is putting this offense together. I'm hearing that the two have hit it off, and Jalen Hurts like how she's showing structures, brother. The offense, how he talks about how they're going to attack things because it's going to look different. It's going to look different, and what you call it? It says he's going to be. It said that the Eagles offense is expected to change under Mannion's wing with more under center looks and more play action. It's going to be more under center for Jalen Hurts, uh, and he and Jalen Hurts has been open as he's ever been in um, to try new things under the leadership of Sean Mannion. That speaks volume because we've been hearing articles for the past 2 years that Jalen wanted to do his own thing because he didn't like a certain scheme and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Like with the past, offensive coordinators, and they were saying that Jalen Hurts was the problem. And Jeff Stoughton came on record and said that Jalen Hurts was not the problem. He said that he was not the problem. He didn't like. how things was working because they were doing the same thing over and over again. Now, what they were saying about he was saying how he's opening up to Sean and how structured he is and everything like that, and he got the offense in rhythm and as one, and now he's more open to do a lot more things and to buy, and he's really buying into Mannion's uh offensive strategy. I mean, that's wonderful. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we gotta see it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we gotta see it. And I believe we're gonna see it. I believe it's going. I feel like when it comes to when we were talking about who's in the hot seat, we were talking about the quarterbacks in the hot seat, who I feel like that need to be improved. Justin Herbert is one of those guys that need to be improved, but also Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts does need to be in an improved type player because I believe he got more in him. I believe that he can learn different. I believe that he can get back to the MVP, the thing that he was 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And you put with
Mm.
yourself with the right person and the right personnel and the right coaching. But the thing about it is like he hasn't got an opportunity to stay with one guy. You know what I'm saying? Or the right guy. And it was the right guy. He wound up leaving to get a head coach job because they reached the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl. You feel me? So I feel like with Sean, I hope that this gonna is gonna be a whole lot better because according because I got no problem with the defense. I think the defense is still gonna be dominant and everything like that, even though the subtraction of them losing Reed Blankenship and the Kobe Dean and stuff like that, it might be a little hurt, but I feel like they're gonna fill in the gap. But I feel like with the offense, it was really just the offense, and I really hope Mannion stays in Philly for about 2 or 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I really hope if it works out, if it works out, and I believe it will. But I mean, what do you think about that though?
Oh well, first I do. I gotta go all the way back to the beginning because you said something about Jalen Hurts being the only quarterback to do this, that, and that, right? And within 6 years, but Jalen Hurts is also the only quarterback to have a top defense, a top offensive line, a top running back, and a top wide receiving core. So
That
yeah,
that that,
yeah,
that's not
mm,
his fault.
it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But what it is his fault is the numbers he puts up. His numbers is his numbers. So I can't put him top five. Especially I can't from me from my list. I can't put him as a top five quarterback right now until he improves. Until he improves, he can't be in my top five. Back when he was in that MVP year, he was in my top five. When he won the Super Bowl, I probably would have had him in my top five. But right now, from recent times, I can't have him in my top five. I can't. Um, Top five quarterback in my eyes won't be in a hot seat. He's in the hot seat. He's in the hot seat because of his play. It's not it's
Who's the
not
top
it's
five?
not just be huh. I
Who's
say
the
he's not
top
in my
five?
top five.
No, I said who's the top five?
I might have to do my research again. But he's not, Justin Jalen Hurts is not in my top five though. I know that. He's top eight for me right now, but he's not in my top five.
You
He's right
gotta be
outside top
kidding
five.
me. You gotta
He's
be
right
kidding
outside
me.
top five. Right outside. I'm talking as far as quarterback. He right outside.
You gotta
I
be
told you
kidding me.
he got it. He has to play better. As when we talk about quarterback, he hasn't. Jalen Hurts gets saved a lot by the defense. You know how many close games that we've been in? A lot of games that they didn't score no points. But he just found a way to win because of the defense. Yeah,
That's
Jalen
doing
Hurts do
his
get
job.
wins. Yes, you're right. And they do their job to an exceptional level when the offense doesn't do their job to no level. It's been games where the offense don't show up,
Right.
but luckily they show up at the last minute. That's not good. That's not
That's
good
not good.
quarterback
Right.
play.
Right. That's not good.
The defense the defense bails Jalen not just Jalen Hurts out. But they bail the whole offense out. But of course, since Jalen Hurts is the quarterback, he's the face of the offense. So they bail Jalen Hurts out every single game.
So the way you
every single
talking, do
game,
you feel
bro.
like Jalen Hurts is the problem?
No, I think he's partially the problem. I don't think he's the main problem. I think Jalen Hurts has had a lot of bad offensive coordinators for sure, but I also feel like he hasn't put up the numbers. No matter every year, he hasn't put up the numbers. So as much as we be like he had bad offensive coordinators, when are we going to see Jalen Hurts put up numbers? And this that comes to this year. We all believe in Sean Mayon's his
Team,
philosophy. We all
yeah,
think that he
system.
can help upgrade this passing game. So if Jalen Hurts doesn't have improve in his passing game this year, then what does that say about Jalen Hurts? Because you can't just always be like he's a winner. Because the whole winning thing is not just him; it's the whole team. You got a top
Well,
offense, you
I
got
mean,
a top defense.
if he doesn't improve this year, um, that's going to be a huge problem. That's going to be a
No, it
huge
is.
problem.
But the thing
Uh,
is, it won't be a huge problem because if he doesn't improve, but we also are getting wins, it's not gonna be a huge problem. It's just gonna be the same thing.
here's my thing. The past 2 years, the Eagles have been playing conservative football because, quite frankly, they didn't believe in the basic philosophy system that under Nick Sirianni was doing the past 2 years with Kevin Patullo and I guess Kellen Moore.
Hmm.
I feel like that he needs to get out of that conservative, mindset. And I think Sean is the guy that's going to help him do that. I feel like Sean is the guy that's going to say, "Look here, yo, I understand you playing conservative, but you can't always do that. You know what I'm saying? Um, you gotta expand your horizons. I feel like that he's going to expand Jalen Hurts to a different level in a way that other offensive coordinators didn't do. I feel like he's going to blossom
Now,
under him.
now, when we talk about conservative, how's he going to change him from playing conservative when what makes Jalen Hurts the quarterback that he is that he don't get no turnovers, which is
That's
his
what I'm saying.
conservative
B. That's
style.
conservative football, taking care of the
Yeah, I know.
football.
That's what I'm saying. But that's Jalen Hurts.
Right.
So you're gonna tell Jalen Hurts not to be himself?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that you got to make smart decisions. You know what I mean? You got to make smart decisions. Like if your first read, like for example, if your first read is not there and you're trying to force your first read to be there, why are you forcing that? You should be giving it to somebody that's open, not forcing that person that's already covered. You know what I mean? And try to force it. You know what I mean? And create turnovers. He needs to,
See,
he
and
needs
that's
to play
that's
smart football.
I agree, but actually think the opposite. I feel like he needs to start taking more risk. I don't think Jalen takes enough risk. He doesn't. I don't think he. Sometimes when your receiver is covered, sometimes give him the chance to make a play on the ball. We don't him trying to find the open guy sometimes leads to him getting tackled or sacked
Well,
because
which I feel like,
he be trying to be so perfect and not get turnovers that he don't know a wide open man. Sometimes everybody's gonna be covered. There's gonna be times where everyone is covered and you're not gonna be able to get to that next read. Sometimes it happens. So he has to have the ability to either escape and scramble, or take a risk on one of his top receivers.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I believe you 100%. That he definitely needs to improve. You know what I mean? This year and everything like that. I do believe that this is an improved season for him, and he needs to show up big time. Uh, Especially with the departure of AJ Brown that's coming up, and so all eyes is really on him for her to say, okay, how you gonna respond to the call? You know what I mean? And so, um, yeah, I believe that, but at the same time, it's like he's been showing us time and time again. Whether you saying that he has help or not, it don't matter. The man. still finds a way to win. Period. You know what I mean? And so like
See,
it
I don't like that statement, bro.
it's the truth though.
But it's not the truth. You can't saying that he
You
finds a way to win is
you
not the
playing
truth.
you playing for stats. You ain't winning no
No,
championship.
no, no, no. But he's not the only. Because when you say he finds a way to win, it's like you put the game on. Like he's the reason why we winning games. He's not the reason.
He does sometimes.
Find
He
find
does put the
find
game on his back sometimes.
a quarterback who finds a way to win when they win. To me, is like a Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts has the luxury of falling back on his defense. He doesn't find a way to win. You can't go scoreless in 3 quarters and then freaking get a field goal at the end of the game and be like, oh yeah, he found a way to win. It don't work. You can't say that. You can say the team finds a way to win. Yes, Jalen Hurts. I can't say that Jalen Hurts finds a way to win
Well,
because
I feel
Jalen
like
Hurts doesn't
at
always
that
find a way.
particular time, if you're not scoring, if you're not scoring in 3 quarters, that's a problem on the offense of calling. I feel like that has
Um,
nothing to do with Jalen Hurts.
I disagree with that.
That's the
I think it.
disconnect
I
right
think I
there.
agree.
That
I think partially it is the offensive calling, but Jalen
no,
Hurts
not partially,
can make
not
plays.
partially, brother, not partially, all
No,
of it.
no, no, no.
Because
Partially, because the same thing you just said with Justin Herbert, you said if Justin Herbert is talented enough, he should be able to make things happen. That's what you said. that's
yeah,
that's your word, buddy. So if Jalen Hurts is talented enough, he should be able to make things happen. That's the truth.
but that's what I'm saying to you. They kind of put him in a handcuff for real, the last 4 or 5 years to make him play a certain way, a certain type of football. Now he got the opportunity to get let loose by Sean Man, which I feel like we're going to see a whole lot more better, with Jalen Hurts. Because I feel like it was times in games where he wants to do more, but he couldn't. You feel like I do see him like in times where he wants to do more, he wants to do better. You know what I mean? But it was the craziest offensive structure that didn't allow him to do that. You feel what I'm saying to you? So
See,
I get what you're
see,
saying about him improving and all that, and I get all that. But at the same time, bro, you gotta look at the scenarios. I mean, yeah, the defense was top what 3 or 5 in the league. Okay, whatever. But at the same time, it's like if you if you're not scoring in 3 quarters of a game, that's an indictment of a play caller. That is. Now I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts, you need to change some stuff. He's your quarterback, need to change some stuff. I feel like that is partially his problem. But if you're a guy that's running the offense, that's playing the play calls, and is trying to find ways to put your team in success, which was Kevin Patullo, and he sucked at that. And you've seen the result. They were dead last in points. They was averaging 19 points a game, bro, in the offense. 19. And this was a super team that can easily drop probably 50 points a game. And we saw that in the NFC Championship game against Washington and Commanders. You feel what I'm saying? Easily. They can easily do that.
see. Now the one thing, because you, I can't say it. You can't say it. No, nobody can really say it, but Jalen Hurts is the whole handcuff thing. We don't know if Jalen Hurts gets handcuffed with play calling because there's been a lot of offensive coordinators that said that they get handcuffed with play calling because of Jalen Hurts. So we'll never really know the truth on who handcuffs who because both parties say that they both get handcuffed by each other.
I said the reason why he said that was because he refused to listen to the people because he don't buy into their offensive scheme. And those guys that said that was Kevin Patullo and that boy Brian Johnson. It wasn't what's his name? The boy that was there the Super Bowl year. Damn, Kellen Moore. I ain't hear him had no problem with Kellen Moore at all. The only problem I heard with Kellen Moore was with AJ Brown. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. Those two coordinators that said that, oh yeah, that he's handcuffed and stuff like that because he refused to learn and stuff like that because he don't buy into what they're doing. That's why he was always frustrated and stuff like that.
Right, but I'm saying you got mixed views on it though. So you will never know the truth though. It's mixed views on it.
I said it was showing that those type of coordinators they wasn't engaging Jalen Hurts the way they should engage a quarterback. Like you saw, like in games, bro. Like with Kevin Patullo, the last joint. You know what I mean? Like that's a prime example. The last wild card game, they was doing this stupid behind play. Jalen like and then walked away. What is that being engaging?
Yeah, Kevin Patullo, nah. But Brian Johnson was Jalen Hurts' guy. So I can't say that.
Well, I mean, it was
And
that
Brian Johnson
time.
was bad. He was bad. He was a bad coordinator, but that was his
I can
guy.
show
And as far as
I can show
engagement,
you different. Well, yeah, but I can show you different scenarios. Well, in that year when he was mad at Brian, I can
yeah,
show you some
you
games.
probably could. You probably could. I mean, you can't.
One of them was
Kellen Moore
one of
is
them was when he
really
played the Buffalo Bills. He was trying to show him to that, and Jalen was like this in the chair. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling you. Like, I'm just
probably,
telling
bro.
you. I'm just telling you. It
Probably.
was
But
like it was
Kellen Moore
chaos
is kind of. I don't think Kellen Moore is really a good person to really include because he didn't depend on Jalen Hurts to run the offense.
for real.
We ran
It
the
was
ball every
really
season.
Saquon for real.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. So that was Saquon season. It wasn't. We didn't depend on Jalen Hurts to really go crazy.
I mean, the only time he went crazy was the playoffs. That's the only time he went crazy.
I wouldn't even really say that. I would say
Man, come
only
on,
the
say
Super
that.
Bowl.
Come on, say that, man. Come on, get the man's respect. Come on.
Saquon was still going crazy in the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm saying in general, bro. Like besides Saquon, Jalen was balling, bro.
How? How? Hey, true. Please. What is your definition of balling? Getting wins is not balling. We need a clear definition of what balling is. Because having under 200 yards is not balling.
Oh, he had more than 200 yards in the postseason. Yes, he did.
Okay. Let me look this up.
Now I can't say the Green Bay. Now I can't say the Green Bay game. I can't say the Green Bay game. I can't say the Green Bay game. He might have over 200 for the Green Bay. I don't know. I can't say the Green Bay, but those two games with the Rams and the Washington Commanders and in the Super Bowl, he had over 200 yards.
We talking about January 19, 2025.
Yeah,
2025?
about the Rams.
This 2025.
Yeah, the Super Bowl year that they had last year.
Okay. Jalen Hurts had 128 yards. He was
Which
balling
game?
against the Rams
Oh yeah, I
in
forgot
the
it
in the
was snowing at
NFL.
the time. That's right. It was snowing at the time. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew he was balling. I knew that for a fact.
It was a blizzard. That's right. It was a blizzard that day. It was a
Now, if you
blizzard.
want to
That's
say,
right.
and that's just petty. If you want to say he was balling running, cool. I give you that. Cool. But if we talk about passing, no. So you said the Commanders, right? Okay, okay. Let's go Commanders. See how many yards he had against the Commanders. Eagles 55-23. Jalen Hurts had player stats. Jalen Hurts had that game he went off
They did.
yards wise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, he went off. He had 246 yards, one touchdown.
Hold it. One touchdown. That don't sound right.
Yes, yes. Saquon had 118 yards, three touchdowns.
Passing. One of them was
Yeah,
passing.
yeah, no, yeah. I'm
All
talking
right.
passing. Yeah, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen
one
Hurts
of them
had
was.
three rushing touchdowns.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
he had three rushing touchdowns. And I
That makes sense.
guarantee you, I guarantee you, the touchdowns was probably to put the tush push
I don't care.
because he
See
only
right here,
had
like,
16. He only had 16 yards that game. So rushing yards. He had 16 rushing yards and three touchdowns. So it
what
had
about
to
the
be the
Super
tush
Bowl?
push. But I said the Super Bowl he balled out. I agree. I agree with you on that.
Wait, how many
He was a
yards he
Super
had
Bowl
though?
MVP for a reason.
I know he had over 100. Two. Yeah, over 250. I think he did. I think.
More than likely he did. I mean that they couldn't run the ball that game. Let's see. Yeah, 221.
221. 221. Okay, yeah, he did ball in that game. Yeah. So I mean, okay. As far as stats wise, okay, I agree with you on that. He needs to improve. I think he needs to get this year probably range average about like 250 a game at least.
I don't care about how much he averaged. He needs to get to 4,000 yards.
Like
He needs to
passing,
hit 4,000 yards. Yes,
like passing.
yes, yes. His best year is 3,800. That's his best year, and that was in 2023.
Yeah, that was the
So
MVP year.
he needs to be able to hit 4,000 yards, and he should have at least 30 touchdowns passing.
Mm,
Man, don't scratch
I
your head.
mean,
Yeah,
I
30.
can see that. I can see
He
that.
already his highest was last year with 25, so he should be able to have 30.
I can see that. I can see that. I feel like that
Okay.
he's gonna play more freely because now he's in the whole AJ Brown is not in his ear. So I feel like he's gonna be able to play more freely, which is gonna give him the more yards and the more touchdowns.
No, he's gonna be able to play more freely. Is also is kind of like a good thing and a bad thing because AJ Brown does garner a lot of attention.
He does.
So now that attention is not going to be found, and a lot of teams is going to force Jalen Hurts to throw the ball because they're going to be playing Saquon now. Now there's no AJ Brown, they don't trust Smitty, so they're going to be loading the box up and making Jalen Hurts throw the ball. So it's up to Jalen Hurts to deliver. So if Jalen Hurts is top five, like you believe, and I think he can be, he has to deliver this year. This year is no excuses.
Well, one thing that I
Uh,
learned for these past 6 years is that the more you doubt him, the more you come back and prove people wrong. Been showing his
mm,
whole entire career. So, you know,
what I've learned is, hey, he has no problem going to that podium and saying, "Yeah, it was my fault," and then doing the same thing the next week, and 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 the next week,
well,
and the next week.
well, that's what I said. That's what I said. I said the whole main reason why that whole situation was because of the dysfunction of the offense. There was no stability, and the fact that he said in that quote, structure. You need structure. You need a foundation. You need alignment. You know, you need order. You know what I mean? It was always wishy washy. Even AJ Brown said it. It was a SHIT show. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
was a circus. So I recalled that. I said, bro, they Jalen Hurts needs stability. That's what he needs.
yeah.
And I guess the comments that he's saying gets him to be more freely, more open. because I guess he sees Sean's philosophy in the system, and I think he's buying it. And so, well, it looks like to me, but at the end of the day, you gotta show it out on the field. And so,
Yeah, we gonna see this year.
we gonna see this year.
We'll see this year. I was gonna say, brother, we might have to say use some of these topics for the
Yeah, Wednesday.
next live. Yeah, we've been on for almost 2 hours, brother.
I know. Yeah, I know we had to give y'all a little extra portion. You know what I mean? But we're gonna
Yeah,
save
brother.
some of the topics for y'all Wednesday. Um, we appreciate y'all for y'all coming on. You know, we always love your guys coming. Oh yeah, actually, I want to give a shout out to one of our people that actually follow us. I was actually in Virginia and I met a guy named Eric and he watched our show and stuff like that, and he really engaged on our show. And so I saw him in Wawa, at one of the places that I was at, trying to get gas and everything like that. And I gave him a dab and everything like that. So Eric, if you're watching this or whatever case may be, we appreciate you, man. We love you, man. We thank you for your support. And keep going and make sure you bring other people and tell them to come on in and bring and come to this family, you know. And so we appreciate all y'all. Um, like, comment, subscribe, and share, y'all. We trying to build up. Let's continue to build it up. We're gonna see y'all Wednesday, same place, same time. We're gonna be well. Trust me, we're gonna be on time on Wednesday. We're gonna be on time this Wednesday. We're gonna be on time this Wednesday. We're back. We're back on. We back on track. So yeah. And then we also going to get y'all short videos and stuff like that. I know Sean been a little, been a little behind on the short videos, but he's gonna get it to y'all,
Y'all
man.
have it
Trust me.
tomorrow. Y'all have a bunch tomorrow. I got y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
Got
It's
y'all for
gonna be
sure.
all right. It's gonna be cool. And then also, we still working on our TikTok stuff. Um, but it's coming in the works and everything like that. We're gonna continue to keep you updated and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely coming in the works. Um, but yeah, we're gonna see y'all tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Wednesday. Enjoy y'all evening on Monday. This Monday evening, about to be 7 o'clock. Um, you already know it's the Word Sports Podcast. This is your boy Manny.
It's Sean.
And we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. And much love. And God bless. Take care of y'all. And have a wonderful night, y'all. We'll see y'all Wednesday, 3 o'clock. Peace.
Nah, y'all.